we are. 3 months, 3 days to be exact, to the day. The Zbk Podcast has begun again. Episode, who knows where we're at, but we're back. Josh, AJ, Chris, once again, nothing changed, except it looks like we went to war. Josh shaved his head. AJ grew a beard. I lost more hair, I guess. I don't freaking know. It's
Chris is
shambles,
balding.
shambles around here. Um, we hope you missed us. You probably didn't, but we hope you did. And let's jump right in back to where we always go.
What an AJ response.
Let's jump right in. Segment one, highlights of the week. AJ, what is your highlight of the week?
My highlight of the week is out of all my teams, Arsenal is doing really well, and today they got a North London derby win over rivals Tottenham. It's a good win. You always love to beat the rivals, so can't complain too much.
Heck yeah. Josh, what's your highlight of the week?
My highlight of the week is the Clippers win over the Mavs tonight. Even though we almost were clipped for a huge, what's it called, comeback,
Yeah.
like 30 point something, we still won, and we won without Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden and Paul George were just playing great basketball. So yeah, I was hyped because we needed to win that. I didn't want to go down 3-1. So 2-2. I think it's going to be a 7-game series. AJ thinks so too. We'll see.
Yeah. My highlight of the week is the Lightning staving off elimination on Saturday to go to back down to Sunrise for game 5, down 3-1. By the time you're seeing this, we either are eliminated or we are going into game 6 on Wednesday as you're seeing this. So who knows? Hopefully we make it out of game 5 on Monday. But you never really know with this team.
By the time you're watching this, LeBron will have made a historic comeback against the Nuggets. Imagine. Oh, man.
That's our highlights of the week. It's good to be back. Let's jump right in to the world of sports today. Let's talk the NBA playoffs. Josh, why don't you just gave us a little bit of a tidbit. Let's jump right in. Let's start with Clips Mavs. 2-2 series going back to LA. Let's talk about those first 4 games. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah,
Give us
so I think out of all the matchups, I think this is probably the most equally balanced as far as like I really couldn't tell you who's gonna win the series, and I feel like the odds are like back and forth. It's very competitive. Obviously, you have a great duo between Kyrie Irving and Luca. They're just dogs, bro, and they click really well together. And I tell you guys all the time, but like when Luca is in the playoffs, he's just even more of a monster, and he's the kind of guy that you don't want to get pissed off. So like,
Yeah.
I love Russell Westbrook. I love that man because he's also like feeds off that kind of energy, but Luca feeds off of it too, bro. So they're like siphoning off each other, and obviously Luca at this point is younger and better than an old Westbrook, but it's really good, man. We won the first game, which was awesome. Feels good not to lose your first game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then that game was really good. They win. Man, how did it go again? I have to remember.
You
It was
won, they won
one.
twice.
It went. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Um, but man, I don't know, man. It's super. It's super good to watch. I don't know how else to describe it. We play great defense. The Clippers, you can see like we either focus all our energy on Kyrie, which we did in the first 2 games,
Mm-hmm.
or we focus it all on Luca. But you can't stop great players; you can only slow them down. And it's like today in the game, it came down to the wire, and Kyrie was just pulling every shot from deep and making every shot. So it's like, man. But we also had great moments of brilliance from PG. Or not Kawhi. Kawhi's on the bench hurt, but it's also great that we're winning without him. So yeah, that's a great game. And then all of our teams are in the playoffs currently as it stands. So you
Well,
can talk about your team.
yeah. Celtics Heat, it's 2-1 Celtics. It went big blowout for Boston, and then Miami won by double digits, and then we just won by double digits again. So, as long as we don't get blown up by double digits in game 4, everything will be all right. But this should be an easy series to breeze past. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are doing what they're supposed to do and carrying the team to victory. It's just up to the role players to continue to do their thing. Them not having Jimmy Butler is great. I didn't check game 3. I don't know if he played or not, but the first couple of games with Jimmy not playing were good. The fact that they won game 2 without Jimmy, mind-boggling to me. There's no reason why we should ever lose game 2, but that's the Boston Celtics for you. Other than that, this should be an easy series and we should be moving on to the next. There's no reason why Boston shouldn't make it out of the East, but under Joe Mazzulla, I wouldn't be surprised if we get knocked out in the second round. Joe Mazzulla is going to be the next Doc Rivers because he just sucks at coaching. It's like Darvin Ham drawing plays on a clipboard and nothing makes sense.
He's kind of annoying too in the press.
I can't stand him. I'd rather have family record Ime Udoka as my head coach, but
Yeah.
we lost him. Lost him to the
You guys have such a nice path into the finals, man.
Yeah, it's easy. That's what I'm saying. Like if we shouldn't, this Heat series shouldn't be a worry. Just make it past the Heat, make it past whoever will play next. I think it's Cavs or Magic. And
Yeah,
then
which who knows?
at this rate, it looks like we're gonna play the Knicks or the Pacers in the semifinals. So, speaking of the Knicks, AJ, why don't you walk us through Knicks 76ers, down 3-1 in the series?
We're just not. It's so annoying. It's so annoying because it's like the team is good. It's good enough. Like this team should not be losing to the Knicks. They couldn't rebound worth the crap. They in game two, I watched them blow. Bro, how do you blow 5-point? Was a 6-point lead? 6-point lead with like 17 seconds, dude. Like, listen, the ref made a trash call, but like, other than that, like, why are people getting shots off, dude? I personally don't know. Like, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. We're gonna lose in New York because the refs. Are you okay? All right. Because the refs are just they love the Knicks and it's okay. It's okay. What else? Joel's basically playing hurt. He literally has homie's basically paralyzed in his left side. He had Bell's palsy and he's still playing. So I'll give him a little bit of a pass, but like this team is not good enough, man. Like just call it over. They want Boston, they'll get Boston, and I hope they lose. Stupid New Yorkers.
All right, you have it there. I mean, you're not wrong. It's been a rough 4 games. I watched the entire game today, and this 7-foot Joel Embiid's getting out-rebounded by Josh Hart.
Double-digit lead. He pissed it away. I don't understand, man. I'm sorry, Nick Nurse. What is this?
He's channeling his best Doc Rivers impression right now, so that's just how it be.
Tobias Harris crunch minutes. I know where that leads.
Yeah. So I mean, at this rate, you guys play what's today? Sunday. You'll play Tuesday in game 5. I mean, I don't think you make it out of game 5. Let's be honest here.
That's not a question for me.
AJ's over it. It's like the lighting with AJ. He's just over it.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
So as it looks right now, the Knicks most likely are going to go through.
Yeah.
I don't see the Sixers pulling it off. I had high hopes for them, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Didn't you make a bracket where they were winning the whole thing?
Yeah. for AJ. It doesn't look like it. I think it's going to be a Knicks Pacers. I don't think the Bucks are going to make it out just because
Giannis
you don't
is
have
a-
Giannis and you're not going to have Lillard. So
Wait,
you brought
what happened to Dame?
I don't know. I think he's hurt, obviously.
depressed. He's in Milwaukee. He's depressed.
Boston should be going through, unless
Should
they
be.
bottle it somehow.
Should
They
be.
should be going through. Cavs, Orlando. I want to say I'm leaning towards the Cavs. They should be beating Orlando, but Orlando is
I
showing
don't.
grit.
The ca-
Cavs could be only the teams that play at home win, and Cavs have home court, so they'll play Game 7 at home.
That's
They'll
true.
probably win. That's
Um,
that series.
I would love for Orlando to pull it through because they're a cool team. If Banchero can keep playing good, if Suggs can keep doing his
They
thing,
should have shoot the ball more,
um,
man.
Jonathan Isaac, I think needs to be utilized more in that team.
They make it to that next round.
And
like,
and the brothers, the German brothers. But yeah, on that side, who knows what's gonna happen with that game? I definitely see. In my mind, I really do see a Celtics Knicks. On that side, but I'm not gonna sleep on the Pacers. And then on the West, man, it is just
Whoever.
it's obviously OKC is dogging on
Pels.
what is it, New Orleans?
Pels, yeah.
The Pelicans. You don't stand a chance.
Charles Barkley said he's sending them to Galveston.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I don't see them coming out. OKC should be going through. Clippers, Mavs, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, man. I think it's gonna go back and forth, back and forth. Luckily we have home court now, but you just never know, man. So that's a question. Timberwolves Suns
That series could be over
is
tonight.
currently 61. Suns are leading. It's
By
at the
lead?
half. Who knows what's going to happen there. If the Timberwolves win, then they go through with a sweep. I don't think that the Suns can pull off a
Or
3-0.
reverse. Yeah, it's not possible.
It's just statistically not possible either. And then Denver should be going through. Denver doesn't go through, man. Then if the Lakers win 4 games, if they reverse sweep, I will burn all my Clippers jerseys and go and buy season tickets to Lakers. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I don't see that happening. Jokic should close it out. They're just too good to do that.
Yeah.
They're too good. They just won't let that happen. And then after that, is it winner of Timberwolves Suns that plays Denver?
Denver's the 1 seed, right? Or the Timberwolves the 1 seed?
OKC
Okay,
is the
so
1
if
seed.
yeah, so it's Timberwolves, winner of Timberwolves Suns versus the winner of Lakers Nuggets, winner of Thunder Pels versus the winner of Clippers Mavericks.
Right.
So
Okay.
I could see like a Thunder Nuggets conference finals.
Yeah. So we'll see, man.
The West is tight, man.
It is. You never know. You just never know. I decided that if the Clippers are knocked out, then I'm probably gonna go for the Timberwolves, and if not the Timberwolves, then probably I don't know. I just like where I'm conflicted is that all of my favorite teams are on the West, which isn't really good for me because my main team is on the West. Because I love the Mavs, I love OKC, I love the Timberwolves. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys got?
If we had to predict now, AJ, if you had to predict now, obviously bias out of it, looking at the playoffs, who would you take? Who's the finals gonna be?
You know what? Probably. Let's say the Knicks on the East, and then if Julius Randle doesn't come back, if they make it to the final, if Julius Randle doesn't come back, if he comes back, it's over.
Yeah.
I actually do agree with the Knicks possibly making it to the finals. I think
Yeah.
that they're your biggest threat.
They'll give Boston a fight for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The West. I mean, the easy answer it's the like. I'll go. So the easy answer is the Nuggets, but I'll go Clippers. It's like the second team I'm rooting for.
Thank
I'll
you,
go.
bro. I appreciate that, but I'm gonna be realistic here, and I really do think that the Timberwolves can make the finals, man. I really do. Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. We'll see.
I'm just gonna go realistic. One seed, Thunder, Celtics. I think the Thunder are too good in the West, especially if it's gonna be if it's gonna be Nuggets, Timberwolves. That series is probably gonna go to 7 games. It's gonna be grueling. It's gonna be tough, and then the Thunder just get to walk past the Pelicans and walk past, you know, whatever's left of the Clippers and the Mavericks. Kawhi's one
No way.
leg, Kawhi's one leg that he's standing on right now.
If we lose and they have to play the Mavs, it's not gonna be a breeze walk, bro.
I think it's a breeze. I think the Thunder have a breeze to the conference finals. That's assuming it's Mavericks
Uh,
like Mavericks Nuggets or sorry, Timberwolves Nuggets. And they just battle and kill each other before they make it to the finals, to the conference finals. And
yeah,
then I
we'll
just think
see.
that I think the Celtics walk through besides unless it's the Knicks, then they're gonna get a tough time with the Knicks. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. You
Um,
got any input on who you think?
no,
Okay.
pretty much everything I said. You want to do your NHL little touch on?
Yeah. What'd you say, AJ?
I said send your DM us.
Send us your picks. By the time you're seeing this on Wednesday, a couple teams could already be through. So, easy picks.
Yeah, whoever's watching this podcast, when we post it on our Instagram, maybe we should just do it that way instead of this because they're not going to see it. But we'll just say, "Who give us your finalists?"
I'm in. We'll post that tomorrow.
Run it.
NHL tidbit real quick. Lightning are really disappointing. AJ and we talk about this every day when the Lightning play. They're disappointing. AJ thinks they're washed and old. I think there's still potential for us to come back and win this series because we've done it before. We've come back and won series before, but I don't know, man. If we, I don't. AJ's favorite term that him and I have talked about in the past. We just look like cones on defense half the time. So they just go around us and score. Oh, sorry, pylons on defense. Um, but besides that, man, I just don't. I'm not into hockey if we don't make it out. Like I'll root for Edmonton to win the cup because I like Connor McDavid, and this is the only thing I'd hope for in life. But Lord, Lord knows Edmonton's cursed. So at this rate, what were you saying, AJ?
I said, I said, I know all of our listeners love the NHL playoffs, and Kings all the way now.
The Kings game is
Yeah.
currently on right now. It's 2-1 in the series for Edmonton, but that game just started. The Capitals just got swept by the Rangers though, so that series is officially over. Um, Other than that, the NHL is I don't know, I love hockey, man, but it's just hard for me to get into hockey when the Lightning aren't playing. I'm not Canadian born. I'm not a northern boy, so
He's Irishman.
hockey's not in my blood. Yeah,
He's Black Irishman.
My Irish people played rugby, and I can't even get
Yep.
into that.
Yep.
AJ, if you had to pick your favorite for the Stanley Cup, who would it be?
My favorite, I think if I'm in the West, I'm scared of Colorado because they just took like a 3-1 series lead over the Jets, who were actually pretty good this year, and the Avs were not that good. So I'd be pretty scared of them. I'd also be scared of Vegas because Vegas is Vegas, but they're playing the Stars, so I mean they're battling it out right now. So I'll probably take the Avs on the West. In like the Atlantic East, I think it's Carolina's year. You know what? I'm gonna go. It's like their make or break year, truly. I think at least they make the conference final, whether or not they beat, because what they're gonna play the Rangers next week, right? Yeah. Whether or not they beat the Rangers is beyond me, but I think they're good enough. I mean, if not, it's probably gonna be Boston. Sadly,
Yeah.
I mean, they really lost out. They lost out to not play us, just so they could beat up Little Brother, and then beat up Florida, probably to go to a semifinal.
Yeah. Frick Boston, man. They really sold the bag. It's fine.
Let's talk
good.
about the best sport.
Oh boy. Bring
Best
us
sport.
in.
Our favorite sport.
Bring it in. Bring it home.
Let's talk about the Barclays Premier League.
It's not Barclays anymore, is it?
No,
It's
hasn't
still
been since
Barclays,
like
is it?
there's a sponsor, but it's not called the Barclays Premier League. It's just called the English Premier League.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I was feeling nostalgic. NBC. If anything, it'd be NBC's. Okay. So let's talk about the Premier League. If you are a team that is not Arsenal or City, then I guess good. Sorry, you're not gonna win the Prem. But let's talk about what do we want to talk about first? Let's talk about the games today, right? Today happened, and then this weekend, I guess. United played, Chelsea played, Arsenal played, and City played. And
Everybody played.
everybody played. So let's talk about today. The derby, Arsenal Spurs. AJ was worried, and he really shouldn't have been because the 2 goals that they got, one was absolutely gifted by Pignose, and the other one, what was the other one? A pen, right? Because someone got kicked in the nuts. Yeah. Okay. So, City played Forest. That wasn't a surprise there that they won, obviously. We know City and we know that they close out seasons strong. How many games unbeaten is that now?
18.
18. As the table currently stands, sorry, AJ, go ahead.
I said, well, they lost to Madrid, so.
Yeah, but they don't really
Um,
count. That's so stupid. They don't count that as a loss, man.
We're talking about is that league games?
Yeah,
then?
18 straight league games unbeaten now.
So
It's
as the table
ridiculous.
currently stands, Arsenal are in first place with
Mhm.
35 games played, a plus 57 goal differential with 80 points. Man City are second place with 34, so they have a game in hand over Arsenal with a plus 50 goal GD, and they're at 79 points. So let's say they were even on games, they would be ahead 2 points. Liverpool don't seem to be in it anymore unless City and Arsenal both combust and lose all of the games remaining,
Liverpool deserve it,
which
man.
which could happen. But I'm not disappointed.
Big Liverpool,
They
man.
seem to be struggling there. Good riddance. If you are AJ, you are nervous and sick to your stomach because you could watch your Philadelphia 76ers get absolutely wrecked and then see your team bottle another title. I would be sick to my stomach, to be honest. I couldn't do it.
Man, imagine
But
imagine all your teams getting knocked out in the same week. Sixers, Lightning,
let's
Arsenal.
talk about the remaining fixtures for Arsenal. 3 games left for them. They have Bournemouth at home, United at Old Trafford. Difficult game. That's going to be the difficult game for you guys.
That's
And then you have
hilarious.
Everton away, but
No,
that could
Everton
be
at
a hard
home.
2.
Everton at home.
Oh yeah, sorry. Everton at home.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the Bournemouth game this weekend is gonna be a tougher.
That's their hardest game is Bournemouth at home.
I'll tell you why it's tough for me because I'm not waking up at 4:30 to watch it. So, and now we talk about City here. They have 4 games to play. They have Wolves at home. They play Fulham away. They play Spurs away, and then they play West Ham at home. Which really, it's not really the best end. I don't think. If you're City, it's not the greatest because Wolves are annoying to play against. Everybody knows that. They're just annoying. Fulham should be an easy walk for them. And then with Spurs, you're playing Spurs away. Spurs are they're also annoying. Like they're not good, but you just never know what you're going to get. You know what I mean?
Pep has yet to beat
So
Spurs away in his time at City.
if you're AJ, it's going to feel very sickening and weird that you have to root for Spurs to win, but you have to. AJ's going to have to summon the dark arts. And then West Ham as their final game is a great thing because West Ham are annoying too. So if you're AJ, if you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a City fan, shout out my boy Louis.
Yeah, Louis.
Then you are stressed out. But I have great news because if you are a Chelsea fan, then nothing matters. And if you're a United fan, nothing also matters.
Hey, whoa, that's not true. We're all in contention for the 6th and 7th place.
Sorry.
Yeah, AJ's right. The Europa Conference League, man.
Sorry.
This is all that matters.
You're right. You're right. I guess I totally forgot about that because I'm not even thinking about that.
Yeah, you're just trying to get through the season right now.
Yeah, man. You know what? I'm gonna let Chris talk about United before I talk about my team because I'm gonna take a step back. You talk about United, what you think, because we're coming to the end of the season. Just tell us about what you hope for as the end comes and anything else you want to touch on, and then I'll let AJ talk about Arsenal a little bit. So this is your space now, Chris. Speak what you want to, let it all out. Any hardships that you've experienced. If you want to cry on the pod, go ahead, man.
You cry on command.
I'm here for it.
Good effort.
Yeah, good effort for. Let me get you some counseling. I'll send you a nice counseling place. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm with you. Like we're together on this, Josh. It's just numb at this point. There's no joy. There's no sadness. Like literally watching the Burnley game, as soon as we scored, I was like, "Oh, great, Anthony scored!" Like, can't wait to see him get sucked off by the media. And then I knew I literally just sitting there waiting for us to concede a penalty or do something stupid. Like, so it's like I'm not shocked that we tied that game. Kase had dementia there, bro. He thought he was a striker heading it toward goal. He was living a different life.
Yeah.
It's so bad, man. Like that guy kills me. But 1-1 draw against Burnley's whatever. We go to Palace away on Monday, the 6th. Just a point there. We have to win that game, but at this rate, a point's whatever. And then we have Arsenal at home on Sunday. I'd like to play spoiler more than anything in the world, man. I'd love to beat Arsenal and just, beat him and call it good. He froze. It's just making me laugh. I wonder if his phone died. It pauses. All right. We're back. I'm not editing that part out about AJ freezing. It was too funny. Let's continue talking United. Obviously Palace, Arsenal.
You were talking about being spoiler.
Oh yeah, I'd love to play spoiler. Nothing would make me feel better than playing spoiler against Arsenal's title hopes, even if it means City's repeat at this rate.
Oh, at the back, Chris, that I cannot see us losing to you.
I can't see us beating you. So the best I can hope for is a draw. And even that plays spoiler, so we'll take that. We'll take that. Then we play the week after, or sorry, 3 days after, because ain't no rest for the wicked around here. We play Newcastle midweek. That's such a stupid game. I freaking hate that club, man. If I hated any club more besides Liverpool, it'd be Newcastle at this rate. Just
the Magpies.
Just a POS club, man. I hate them. And then we finish the season at Brighton. Our nemesis, playing Brighton away is shambolic for us. Well, playing Brighton at all right now is shambolic for us. I just hope we finish the season 6th or 7th. We get into Europe. My only takeaways from the team is the fact that Eric looks like he is staying officially. they're not going to give reports on that because they just won't do that because we're already stirring up enough, enough garbage in the press as it is with the United stand taking their side of their favorite players, trashing the players they hate. And so we have enough media stir up already. So they're not going to officially say that Eric's staying, but they're talking about bringing in a couple of fitness coaches to help take some relief off the coaching staff as it is. Bringing in another assistant coach or two for Eric's back room because we're losing a couple coaches at the end of the season. So it's bringing in some new coaches, bringing in some fitness guys. Obviously we brought in Jason Wilcox as I don't even know what his job is at this rate, man. We're just bringing in dudes to actually have a good sporting hierarchy instead of just some old fat white bankers who are just trying to make a quick penny off the club. So that's the only positive going into this summer is we're actually gonna have guys in place. Dan Ashworth, the guy from Newcastle, is currently taking Newcastle to court, suing them for not letting him leave for a proper fee because Newcastle apparently demanding 20 million euros from us to pay for his leave, but we only want to pay 2 million, so now he's taking them to court. So that's good. We'd love to see that, but it should be a good summer. Hopefully, buy some players that actually fit the team instead of just buying commercial players. Other than that, I just want to finish the season on a strong note. Maybe win 2 of the last 4 games. Play spoiler Arsenal be the epitome of our season. I know our Twitter fan base would love if we played spoiler to Arsenal. But other than that, that's all I got. Chelsea. Let's jump into Chelsea's final 4 games or whatever you got. 5 games.
Yeah. I will say, I don't think, as much as me and AJ joke around and banter you about Ten Hag, I really don't think it's wise to sack somebody, especially you guys are in an FA Cup final.
Just continue our cycle of mediocrity at that rate.
Yeah, you could be Chelsea. So, speaking on Chelsea,
Well, speaking of Chelsea, that cycle, it doesn't look like you're going to sack Poch right now. So,
okay, well, I can tell you my hopes and dreams and aspirations.
Poch gone tomorrow.
At the end of yeah, so oh my gosh, I just realized we play Spurs next.
Mm-hmm.
We lost to Arsenal 5-0, which is the worst loss we've ever had against like in a derby.
2 away from 7 up, man. We weren't going to be alone anymore. Freaking Arsenal, man.
If we were still under Roman Abramovich, Poch would have been sacked immediately in the tunnel, bro.
He would have been sacked at halftime, dog.
He would have been sacked way before this, but like, so my concern is, okay, well, we played against Aston Villa. We didn't look good at all. Until the end, we were playing decent football, which we do every now and then as a club. We have moments of brilliance. And we were robbed, to be honest, of a freaking goal.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that. I don't even know what to say on that, man. And then it's like Arsenal just literally scored. Kai Havertz literally shoved somebody in the back and scored directly off of it. Whereas Batty Shield gave us another center back, a physical presence player, a shove, and didn't even score the goal. He assisted it. So if one is worse than the other, then you would think it's the guy who shoved and directly scored the goal and didn't have to assist it into the box. So it's just whatever, man. Age is trying to say something. I don't know what he's trying to say. I'm just gonna keep talking though. So that sucks.
You're not even. He's still trying to talk.
That sucks. We drew there. I wish we won because I guess I didn't really. I keep forgetting that we are trying to get Europe. Apparently, it's still something that we're trying to do.
You're only you're literally 5 points off Newcastle for 7th place, which is technically Conference League.
So our remaining games are Spurs, West Ham, Forest, and Brighton, and Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I don't know how many points we're going to get out of those fixtures. It could be none.
If you had to guess, out of 4 or 5 games remaining.
So if I had to tell you, we lose.
Are you getting at least 5 points out of that?
I'll tell you right now. We lose to Spurs. We lose to West Ham. We draw against Forest.
1.
We draw or lose against Brighton.
So
and
maybe
we
2.
probably beat Bournemouth, because at that point in the season, Bournemouth is probably just not going to care anymore.
That's not true. They're tied with you on points, bro. They're still fighting for Europe too.
Yeah, no, but they don't have the games in hand on us.
That's true. That's true. You have 2 games in hand.
So
Bournemouth in the
yeah,
Europa Conference League. Let's go.
I don't know, man. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever we do, we're always in the mid-table. I will say I don't like Pochettino. I don't want him to be at my club, and I'm not going to go in depth of what I want to happen on the offseason, because I'm sure we'll do a podcast speaking
That's a
of like
full in-depth pod right there.
closure. I just know that Pochettino shouldn't be our manager, and that we need to actually sign someone that can score. And I know that Cole Palmer carries us like
Cole
Eden
Palmer
Hazard
FC,
levels of
baby.
carrying us. Pochettino said this isn't Cole Palmer FC, this is Chelsea FC. It would have been awesome if we freaking looked good. Would have been legendary if he said that and we put on an absolute all-star performance. But like, no, dude, you need to admit that we're being carried by an individual player that's actually good. That comes from, guess who? Man City, the freaking probably the best team in the Prem for the past years. Freaking dynasty, oil money mongers, bro. Gosh. We are competing for nothing, man. We lost the FA Cup. We're out of everything else.
You robbed me of a
I don't
Chelsea
know.
United final, man. I'm pissed.
I don't know, man. I honestly, if you had my ideal ending to the season, man, we win a couple games in those runs. We plead guilty to FFP charges and take the deduction now, bro. Let us finish in 17th place, bro. For all I care.
That's not a bad thing to do though. Get your charges out of the way because you guys are next up for possible point deductions.
Apparently we're ahead of City.
Well,
City.
because
Freaking ridiculous.
yeah, City can afford lawyers that can just keep postponing this court date. You know, Forest get deducted, Everton get deducted twice. Leicester are gonna get shafted when they get into the Premier League next season. I think they go right back down because they're gonna get shafted with these.
Yeah, man.
If they're like, there was one team in I think it was in the Netherlands that they found out Roman Abramovich was a secret, like a ghost owner of the club, and when they
Yeah.
found out that they like deducted the club 20 points, so they were sitting on -1 points at the end of the season. Like they're still on -1. They're gonna finish the
That's great.
season under 0. So I think Leicester are
Yeah.
gonna get shafted. They're gonna lose like 10 points, start the season -10, and they're not gonna be able to climb out of it. But City will never get charged. You know how it be. Until Pep
Yeah.
leaves.
I don't know.
Once Pep leaves, then they'll
Um,
charges.
I really don't have much more to say about Chelsea, just because it's just not relevant. We can
Yeah.
talk. I'll say Liverpool. If you're a Liverpool fan,
You
really
choked.
sucks for you. Really sucks for
No, it
you.
doesn't.
And
Suck my
and
butt.
what a sour ending to season. You have one of your best players of your club's history in Mo Salah arguing with your one of your greatest managers
Klopp's gone
ever.
senile. Klopp's gone senile, man.
But if you're anyone else that doesn't like Liverpool, you're enjoying it,
Heck
because I
yeah.
know we all are.
Hate watching, baby. We hate watch every weekend.
We hate watch, man. Speaking of hate watch, I was just saying, like, I saw something said, how can you enjoy hate watching Chelsea? There's no surprise. We suck every single game. There's no shock there, no shock and awe.
Rivals are actually rooting for you so they can start hate watching you again.
Yeah. So that's that. I'm gonna
You want to let
I don't
AJ
know if
talk about
AJ
Arsenal?
I don't know if he's able to speak.
If
Can
we
you
if
say
we
something?
if we mute our mics, he can speak.
There will be fire.
AJ, you get 1 minute to speak about Arsenal, because we don't want more glazing. Ready?
Fine.
It starts now.
I understand where we're at. Honestly, you muted yourself. Honestly, like we're playing really good. I honestly thought we were totally gonna collapse after the Villa loss and then the Bayern Munich loss, and the boys have handled it really well. And honestly, like even if we lose the title, I'm still gonna be pretty proud. Like if we went out, like I'm not gonna be too upset about that because he did everything he could. I mean, if you lose a Premier League on 5 losses on the season, yeah, I see the timer. If you lose the Premier League on 5 losses in a season, I'm not gonna be upset about that. Like it's just the level that which you have to do now. And so I think the boys have been playing well. I think they've responded well. I think they score goals like never before. Like I have really good hope for the future. I just want that trophy just sooner rather than later. Because then it just like the because like then that's where the banter comes from. You know what I mean? Like, oh look at all you could have all this crap, but you have no trophy to show for it. You know, even Liverpool won the freaking Mickey Mouse.
So now we're gonna talk about relegation. We got Sheffield. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Gonna talk about that.
I will say, um, yeah, no, yeah, you do have to win, man. I don't want you to win, but you do because that window doesn't stay there forever.
So that's all I have to say. Nothing too negative about them. I think they responded well to that really brutal week that we had a couple like 2 weeks ago.
You heard it here
Mhm.
first, right? Hey, Josh, write the date down. April 28th, 2024. AJ said he has nothing negative to say. It's a miracle.
So
It
yes,
would have been a different story if they lost to Spurs.
Yeah, exactly. He would have.
that would have been like the same old Arsenal
We
because
would have had to get. We would have to give him a soapbox, man.
Yeah.
All right,
So let's just
relegation
finish off
picks.
the Prem, talking about relegation picks. Sheffield have already been officially relegated. However,
We're
Burnley,
talking about
Luton,
they have a negative 63 goal difference. That's crazy. Sorry.
And Forest, only one can survive, right?
Yeah. That's it.
So
I mean, I
it's
think
currently
it's
24, 25, 26.
yeah. Real quick. I think Burnley go
And that's just
down. Burnley play Newcastle at home, Spurs away, Forest at home. That last day of the season is going to be crazy if Forest and Burnley lose every game. Because if Burnley somehow pull this out of their butt, like they can win this. They can actually stay up. Nottingham Forest go to Sheffield this weekend. Then they host you guys at Chelsea, and then they play Burnley on the final day. Luton have it the easiest, I think. Everton, West Ham,
yeah,
Fulham. Everton are safe, so that this game is more important for Luton. West Ham, nobody gives a crap about them. They're just a hunk of trash. And then Fulham can play spoiler, but at that rate, there's just nothing to play
yeah,
for them either.
yeah.
If we had to pick real quick, let's finish this off with
Luton,
that.
man.
Who do you think staying up, Luton?
I would love Luton to stay up.
it's tough because like I know you say Burnley has the tough fixtures, right? But I mean they're in really good form. Like and they're kind of charging back. Like I'm torn between Burnley and the staying up. I think Forest goes down.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's fair. If Burnley have lost one game in their last 8 games, so they're in really good form. Granted, they've only won 2 of those 8 games, but
Yeah,
points are
they
points
they they
But
didn't beat
draw
Newcastle the first time. And they also lost to Spurs, twice, I believe,
expected
this
though.
season already.
So that's expected.
So
I hope Luton stay up, man. I hope Forest go down. I genuinely do. I don't know why.
all gonna want Forest to go down after like the whole statement thing. So I'm sure they're not gonna get any favors by VAR or refs.
Yeah, that's true. Those refs are gonna
I
do
know
everything they
why.
can to make sure Luton
I
stay up.
know. I know why he wants Force to go down because Anthony Alonga's there, and Chris can't stand when his players go to different teams and do good, bro.
I think it was more
because
so
it's
the fact
another
they beat us
because it's
earlier in the
another right
season.
winger. It's another right winger, and Chris is stuck with Anthony on his freaking wing.
Hey, he's not a right winger, he's a left winger. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
We already have our left wing spot filled.
Garnacho, he's less
Oh man.
Anthony like a
But
Maya
let's
better than Garnacho.
brief statement here. Elanga has 8 assists and 5 goals. How many
Really
goal
good.
contributions does Anthony have this season?
Um, one Premier League goal,
And
two
one
Premier League
assist.
assists.
One it says
Garbage.
one here, bro.
Dude, this might be the worst season of all time for the
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
goals.
No, I'm done.
All right, so you think
I'm
we all
done,
think
man.
Luton's staying up, or AJ? Do you think Burnley's staying up?
give me
All right, all three of us say Luton are going to stay up.
We'll post a poll as well on our, I was gonna say Twitter because I use Twitter more than any other social media. But on our Instagram, we'll post a little poll, or in our TikTok too, of our NBA Finals predictions, and then Premier League voting, who you think staying up. Obviously, all three of us are taking Luton to stay up. So we'll see. We'll see. There's 3 games left, 3 weeks left of the Premier League season, and then we go straight into Euros and Copa America and all that other stuff. AJ froze, so we're just gonna wrap this up. You can stare at AJ's lovely face, podcast viewers. From AJ, Josh, and Chris here at the ZBK Podcast. Episode Welcome Back is officially wraps. We'll see you all next week.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.